Hi, my friends, my sisters, and my brothers. I'd like to do this video for my common people. My people down in places like Itta Bena, Mississippi, Greenwood, Indianola, Chula, Hines, It's, places in Birmingham, Alabama, Banner, Georgia, Jackson, Cleveland, Ohio, New Jersey, New York, in every city and every town. But basically in the southern towns, you came out of the cotton fields. Some of you went to school, and as soon as you got a chance to get the heck out of these cities that seemed like they weren't going to go anyplace, you left. And they really didn't go anyplace. Now the stores all closed down, houses boarded up, grass needs mowing, kids hanging on the corner, nothing to do. Well, I want you to know something. I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to listen to me well. Every last one of us, we go through these pains and suffering, and it seems as if nobody cares. We share our problems with some we hope can kind of help us, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they can't. But I want you to know this. All of us who are suffering, especially in these little towns where the stores are boarded up, and you can't. I mean, you remember the time the Raleigh man used to have to come out in a car. That was the only way you got access. You got a little bit more money in your hands, stores start opening up. But then they started taking the money back out of your hands, and the stores start shutting down. And they've been shutting down ever since. Some places more than others. And this is why I'm speaking to you. I want to say something that you already know. You tell me if you do. The whole earth was made by a power we can't see. We can't touch it, we can't feel it. We call it God. Is that right? Now, the resources of the earth, we call them natural resources. They came with the earth, like oil and gas and iron and all the wonderful things that's in the earth. Not just the worms, but stuff that can really be used and are being used. Diamonds. That came with the earth. So man had nothing to do with that. Is that right? So all of that belongs to God. But today we find out that there are names on them. Standard Oil, BP. You got names on everything. Somebody's claiming ownership. Now, let me share something with you. This master, this power, this God that made this earth, made each human being. And I don't care what anyone tells you, I want you to know this. This earth was made so that when we human beings are put on this earth, we can live as if we are in heaven. And you know where your mind can take you when you start talking about living in heaven. Or we can live like going to hell. And when we say hell, we're talking about the opposite of what heaven represents. But the choice is ours. The choice is ours. Now we are here on this earth today in America. And the way that God planned it, that each of us have a gift, something that we, being on this earth, can do. If we need training, the schools will be open for us to get all the training we need, whatever, to make us to be better at whatever it is we love to do. And having perfected that, we have the duty and responsibility and obligation to engage ourselves in that creative process and bring forward all of those things that are essential for our survival, for our pleasure, and for our life. That's what God's plan. Didn't cost you no money, didn't cost you anything. You did not have to scheme, you did not have to lie, you don't have to do anything but live peacefully, prosperously, with freedom, joy of life, and the fulfillment of your dreams. Now, you don't hear that anywhere. They don't teach you that in school. They don't teach you that in church. You don't hear that anywhere. But you hear it now because the God the Father wants you to know this. God wants you to know that a long time ago, people sold out, and they have been selling out all up until this very day. Selling out. People are getting richer. People are getting poor. And that is a system that was designed to do exactly what it's doing. God did not introduce money. Man did. Now, what happens is this. You live according to the rules of God. They, the other people, live according to the rules that they have set up against God. What does God require of us to do? God requires that we stand up against every weapon that they can bring against us. If it does not produce peace and prosperity and joy for everybody, it is not of God. So, ladies and gentlemen, the system that we live under today, you are poor because this system is not of God. You are struggling, living from paycheck to paycheck because this system is not of God. Now, I know so many of you hear me speaking right now, and you just don't want to hear anybody say something about God because you have no knowledge of God. The only thing you have is what you've heard about God, and what you have seen in relationship to what you have heard makes you want to spit. You just don't have any reliability on it whatsoever. And so these are the consequences. But I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that the opportunity for change is always there. And that opportunity is in our hands. We have to be, let me just say this to you. I want to make this clear. What I'm saying to you is true. But you don't know that. What I'm saying to you is true. But it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Because your belief will not take you there. You must know this. You must want this for yourself. You must want this for everybody else. So, we need to get these cities sparkling again. We need to get these towns lifted up, clean them up, freshen them up, build houses and infrastructures that represents a progressive people. We need to see everybody in a career performing it or in school learning something that they love to do. Or, what else is there? Is there anything left? Well, if you got this, you're doing what you do, and what you don't, you're learning. Well, we'll just leave it for there for right now. I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I want to do everything I possibly can to see if I can impress upon the people that November of this year, after the election, that be the beginning of a new America. Not the America that we are familiar with, but a brand new America, the one that I just got through describing. I want to see if I can get people to recognize what they have experienced in this life and ask them, is this good enough? Is this all that they want? Is this all that life is about? I believe most of them will say, it gotta be more. And if I can get them to say it gotta be more, then maybe I can get them to say, we're willing to try. And that will be the beginning of a brand new America, ladies and gentlemen, because it's easy as pie. I'll talk to you later.